Kbands Live 150 here. We're going to be talking about a great topic today about eating tips and how to reduce your body fat. But first, let's break down the exercises. We're jumping right into it. We've got the bicep curl with the ballistic bands here, as well as the tricep push down. We'll be switching back and forth with a nice little superset. Pause the video if you need to so you can get things set up for yourself at home. But if you're ready to rock, let's jump right into it. Bicep curls. Now you're going to be standing on the middle of the ballistic band doing a hammer-based curl. And then the tricep push down, you're going to have a heavier ballistic band. We've got the thick blue one where we'll be standing up tall and doing a tricep extension down, driving our hands towards our hips. Remember now, the tricep, you've got to get great extension if you want to get some muscle definition. So make sure that you don't do half reps up top. You want to get near that straight arm position. And you also want to keep in mind, see how my back is bent over just a little? Get the right angle where you feel comfortable in your leverage point. Sometimes if I stand really tall, I feel like my hands, I can't get them quite straight enough. So I kind of hunch over just a little bit. I try to keep a nice flat back, but you straighten your arms out a little bit more towards the bottom, and you'll see what I mean. You get a nice, good blood flow and good work for the tricep. Just another brief look at the bicep curl here. 1 or 2 feet in, you're going to be doing hammers. We've got the purple ballistic band where you can get at kbandstraining.com, and we're just going to do a lot of reps. We're moving anywhere between 15-20 reps. Good warm up here for Kbands Live 150. All right, now the topic at hand today, one of the eating tips that I wanted to get into to help you lose weight is going to be very simple. You've got to learn how to eat perfect and eat perfect alone. What I mean by that is a lot of times when you are in a social event or social atmosphere, it's very difficult to make sure that you don't have any alcohol, you don't overeat, you don't get pizza, you don't go to the wrong restaurants. But the one thing you can control is what you're eating when you're alone. Most of us go to work every day and we've got lunch to where we are in control of. We've got breakfasts where we're in control of. We've got any types of snacks that we're in control of, but sometimes dinners are more of a social family event, and it may be harder to really keep the carbohydrates low. Might be really hard to make sure we're only eating some kind of a protein-based food choice or a vegetable. So that's what I really suggest. If you can master your breakfasts when you're alone, if you can master eating proper lunches, and what is that, you say? Well, you want to eat some kind of a protein-based meal with a vegetable and or fruit, and you got to make them small. Small meals throughout the early parts of the day will make it to where mistakes in the evening don't hurt your body fat levels. Remember, extend that time at which we're not bringing in calories. So if we eat, make your last meal of the day around 6 o'clock. If you get up at 6 in the morning, imagine now you've got 12 hours at which you haven't eaten any food and you've allowed your body time to burn fat. That's the key. Extend that time frame throughout the evening. Use sleep to get more time, and then limit your calorie intake throughout the day so that if you make any mistakes when you're in a social atmosphere, it's not going to make near as much of an impact. If you want to read more about it, read through the article at kbandstraining.com, and we'll kind of dig into some more points there for you. Next superset, we're going to stick with the bis and tris. We're going to go single overhead tricep extensions, need a little. Lighter weight, we've got the red, we've got the black, and over on the other side, notice I've got the green band as well as the purple over there, just in case I want to go a little lighter or heavier. I think we're going to stick with the greens, but we're going to tip back just a little bit to get a good angle, and we're going to do some bicep curls. It's just going to be a middle hammer, so you can even drive your hands together a little bit. You might feel some chest activation, but overall, you're just going to get a lot of repetitions in. These first two supersets are all bis and tris, getting them cooking. Now, after you move over to the tricep sets, it's going to be a little bit different, but same type of rep range. You might have a little bit more biceps than triceps, but ideally we're going about 15 to 20 bicep curls, and then anywhere between 10 and 12 of the tricep extensions. On the tricep extension now, you're going to set your foot inside the band, and we're going to come up and over the shoulder line. Drive your elbow to the ceiling now, and you're going to extend up. Now notice my chest is slightly tilted so that I can get that elbow just a little bit higher. You don't want it off to the side. You might put a little too much pressure on your shoulder. We want to try to tip over and get that elbow near vertical to the ceiling so that when we extend, we get that good muscle activation in the tricep. All right, new superset here. Now, if you're new to push-ups with a resistance band, notice now you flip it over your back, hands go through the resistance band. That's how we'll be doing that. So you're gonna want the light ballistic band. But over there, if you're starting with me, mimicking my exercise, we're gonna put a lower ballistic band down low, and we're gonna be doing crunches, a little resisted. Now, if ever you've done these before, you're going to feel a little bit more muscle activation, but the key is not to put your head down. If you've got to turn it on every single time when you move up, it's just not as effective. So you're almost crunching up into the resistance and then holding it up there, pulsing, so that you get a little bit of the resistance factor with the abs. If you go down and go flat and turn them on, turn them off here with the resistance, you're going to find it's just not near as effective. Continue to get a lot of reps here. Now, time under tension must be high. You don't just want to get 10 or so if you're not burning. We want to get all the way through that burning threshold. So if it takes static holds, if it takes quick pulses, if it takes long range of motion, whatever you'd like to do, that's what you need to. It's all about feeling the correct burn. If you're stopping before you burn, you're never going to get any results. Sticking here for 3 to 4 sets, and then we'll rotate, and I'll talk to you a little bit about the push-ups here in a minute. All right, you're moving on over now. Now notice I put the band across my shoulders. If you want to stay light, if you want to go a little heavier, either way, test it out. If you've never done it before, pause the video and give it a couple times so that you can stick with us in the reps and sets. But overall, you're going to put your hands in the middle of the ballistic band. Now when I do push-ups, my elbows got room to move, my hands can move, I can still get that nice low elbow position. The black band is going to be a little bit tough. Red band's going to be a little bit easier. So take it through your rep ranges on what you can do. But keep in mind now the push-up, we still want to maintain those elements that get us more results. Why do a push-up if you're not trying to develop your shoulders and your chest, okay? So the way that you do that is rolling your elbows around, squeezing your chest, and working the shoulders as you get the depth. So the depth's going to stretch the chest and work the shoulders for stability. Drive up, they're all going to flex at once. The band here is going to give us a little bit more resistance. If you cannot do any push-ups with resistance, hey, get rid of it. Go from your hands, go from your feet. Don't use any resistance, and if that's too much for you, go from your knees. It's all about progressively adding resistance to get results. Okay, the final superset we're going to be doing is going to challenge chest, but we're also going to be doing, let's see, what is this other exercise? Oh yeah, our center press from the floor. So up top, you've got a heavy ballistic band. We're going to be pressing down for our chest. So get there with me right now, and you'll be ready to go. You're going to put your hand in the belly of it, but you'll notice as I get going, I got really bad wrists. They get sore a lot. I do a lot of typing and things. So I'd end up doing a punch position where I put the band across my fist and I'm going down through the band. You could do that as well, but if you need to have lighter band, you know, obviously that's going to get a little bit smaller. But you're going to be pushing down and squeezing your chest. The key here, if you want to feel more resistance, is think about the deceleration phase. So the contraction is always easy to do. You're going to be pressing forward. Of course, you're going to feel it in the muscle. But if you can feel yourself decelerating and stretching the muscle, as soon as you activate and push through it, you're going to feel that a lot more. It's one of the tricks of the trade when you're doing some of these types of exercise with resistance bands, and in these specific movements, rather than using weights, you can really get a good feel of this, because as you get down in those vulnerable positions with a lot of range of motion, the band lightens the load, so we can still get great squeeze all the way through. Now this next exercise is going to be with the lighter ballistic band all around the waist. And you'll notice as we get going through here, it's going to be a fly kind of sort of, and then it also is going to turn into a center press. So we're going to be doing different variations, so pay attention to the screen as you work. The center press is probably going to get you a lot more of a burn. This would be your fly formation, and then the center press would be I pull the band underneath my elbows and I keep my fists really close together and I drive up and squeeze. You know, if I could go back and do this workout again, that's probably what I would do every set, but mix it up a little bit. See what you think, see what you like. Now this is Kbands Live 150. I hope you've enjoyed it. Don't forget, you know, we're putting these out every week for you guys to work out at home and get a lot of variety in your workouts, but please feel free, turn on some music in the background. Don't just sit there in silence. I'm trying to help you out with as many tips as I can with the exercise format. Let us know in the comments below if you've got any topics you want me to dig into in the topic of the day.